Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now May 3rd of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that as of this moment right now, they have over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects in the early development phase, and that really does speak volumes, because it does tell us that Disney is very ambitious about the future of Star Wars, whether or not they're in a phase of desperation or damage control, whatever it may be. They're really trying to make it as big as the MCU, and to be honest, I'm not quite sure if they're going to be able to pull that off. You know, maybe they will be able to, maybe they won't be able to. It all depends on, what creatives they're going to hire aside from John, Dave, and George, and of course how that's all really going to play into Disney Plus and the new Star Wars movies, and even in the entire new Star Wars universe that's also going to really bring in books, novels, comics, and video games, and more. Now, on top of all this, obviously, there's one project by Kathleen Kennedy that she's working on and has full creative control over, and that is, of course, the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series for Disney Plus that a lot of fans are already against. And we've talked about this plenty, and aside from all of that, there's a lot of good projects in the works. We got a lot of great material coming our way, such as the Kenobi TV series. We've got The Mandalorian Season 2 and Season 3, and that's not to even mention that they're also even negotiating of continuing the Clone Wars, or something similar to that, in a very different way on Disney Plus. Now, when we look at everything related to Disney Star Wars, obviously the one thing that a lot of fans have been very curious about is whether or not the story of Rey Skywalker is really going to be a thing in a post-Episode 9 era, and the answer is that yes, it is going to happen in the near future. It's going to reach its peak sometime in 2021, leading into the year of 2022. Now, on top of all this, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as the new Star Wars universe. Now, currently both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are working together as a team in order to reunite the fans around the world and to create a better future for Star Wars in general. Now, it's noted that Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and George Lucas are all working together on the new Star Wars universe, where it's explained that Lucasfilm is hard at work on developing a secret Skywalker that will be based in a post-Episode 9 era for Star Wars that will be considered the son of Rey Skywalker. The character currently goes under the name of Zane Skywalker, that is described to be based off of Cade Skywalker from Star Wars Legends. Now, the character is set to be the first Skywalker that will be considered a bounty hunter that is set to appear in the new universe, and the planned Rise of Skywalker sequel series. Zane Skywalker's story is set to be explored as a Skywalker that will go under the training of his mother Rey, and Rey's new Jedi Order and Temple will be affiliated with Zane Skywalker as well. George Lucas is set to find a legitimate way to make both Zane and Rey Skywalker somehow connected to the Skywalker bloodline, where not just that, but also the character of Zane Skywalker is set to be the strongest Skywalker in existence, even more powerful than both Rey and Anakin Skywalker combined. This is set to be a plan by George Lucas to make this particular Skywalker the strongest there is. Now, Zane is set to appear in the new EU sometime in 2021 that will explore his battle against a new foe from another galaxy that enters the known Star Wars galaxy that many fans know and love. Now, Zane is set to contain knowledge of the Wills, who are godlike beings created by Lucas, that of course created the entire universe, that will explain why he will be the most powerful Skywalker ever in the Star Wars canon. Now, it's said that the character is planned to have connections with Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost in these new stories, such as in books, comics, novels, and even in the upcoming Rise of Skywalker sequel series that is currently in the early development phase by Lucasfilm for Disney Plus that will be in animated form. Now, Zane is said to be the most complex Skywalker ever, more so than Anakin in surprising ways by George, John, and Dave, that will be considered to be unpredictable by Star Wars fans around the world. So, the thing that really does excite me about this is that this character is going to be based off of Cade. And I don't know if you guys read the Star Wars Legacy comics back in the early 2000s. This is, of course, pre-Disney era, well before when they took over Lucasfilm. However, not that long before they took over. This was basically the very end of the expanded universe before it became Star Wars Legends. And the character of Cade was a very interesting character. He too was also a bounty hunter, and so you could see how a lot of that is transferring over to Zane. Zane is actually aimed to become a Skywalker that is a bounty hunter. That, to me, I think is going to be a very interesting concept, to have a Skywalker that isn't necessarily a Jedi at first, but starts off as a bounty hunter and progressively becomes a Jedi. That, to me, I think is going to be a very fleshed out story that's really going to hit the fans in a more positive sense, and really does, you know, bring this character throughout many different challenges. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.